Hey everybody, I just wanted to do a quick video. Getting a lot of stuff done in my truck today. We're putting in all new ball joints and upper control arms and new struts and the whole works. So what I want to do is go over a couple of things here, because it's something that I found doing a little research, and I thought maybe everybody out there has got the 2004 through 2008 Ford F-150. We've got a new aftermarket part from Dorman, and Dorman actually makes a really good after parts market inventory for a lot of different vehicles out there. And I want to show you this part here. So what this is the inside of your spindle here on the Ford F-150 has this part right here, and this is the old one that come off. It is a it's a four-wheel drive actuator that actually engages your four-wheel drive to your wheels. It's kind of like the old style lockout hubs, but instead of a lockout hub manually, it uses vacuum to actually hold this away. As you can see it moving down, it holds it away from your CV axle, this gear right here. So when your truck is running, you've got a solenoid up on your firewall that controls a vacuum on and off, and the vacuum line attaches right here. So when the truck is running, you've got vacuum. This is pushed down and it keeps the gear here from touching your CV axle, which then basically keeps it from turning your front diff and your axle, or front drive shaft. Dorman, on the other hand, makes this apparatus right here. Part number is 600-405 Dorman. They call it a wheel end coupler. Okay, I got this and off of, I think it was eBay. Got those off of. But anyhow, as you can see, they still have the factory plug-ons just like this, except theirs are solid. There's no holes in there. So what that means is that this right here is engaged 100% of the time. That way, when you're out in the boonies somewhere and you want your four-wheel drive to work properly, guess what? This here is already engaged. So what that means is both sides, as your wheels are turning, this is going to be locked in, and it's going to be turning your front diff and your front drive shaft. So the only mechanism that you have to worry about malfunctioning is your transfer case or your automatic actuator on your transfer case. So what it does, it just eliminates a problem in your four-wheel drive system, which is pretty cool. This right here is your other end. Okay, this here's goes to the other side of your spindle here. This is your front wheel bearing and basically your studs all in one here. Okay, so CV axle slides in this way and engages. This right here is what actually engages this. Okay, so pretty interesting. I saw this and it's a really simple fix. And since I'm changing out the ball joints and upper control arms, went ahead and put new ones on this. So the question is, number one, why, Aaron, are you doing this? Number one, it eliminates a problem in my four-wheel drive system. Number two, as you guys are well aware of, I'm thinking about putting a Cummins 4BT diesel engine in this truck. Well, a diesel truck does not have vacuum like a gas engine does. So I was going to have to deal with this right here, and I had already been doing some research on trying to find a vacuum pump to actually run this. And then I stumbled across this, and I said, man, this is really cool. It has a grease fitting right here. So once this is all engaged, you can actually grease this, keep this greased up. It allows that to be maintained and last a long time. So I thought I would show this to you, and I think would be really good for those that do a lot of off-roading and to do, well, basically just kind of cut down on some of the repair items that you would have. So I did upgrade to some automatic 2.5-inch front leveling strut, and these are Ranchos. They're really good shock. I've had these before. I actually had a couple of pro comps on here They only lasted like 35,000 miles and they started leaking already. So they was junk. So these are in here, really cool. They've got an adjuster right here. You can actually adjust your ride quality on whatever you want. It's really cool, just step by step. They have different numbers on here. You have 1 through 9. Range either stiffer ride or a softer ride, whatever you choose. Off-roading, go stiffer. You can be doing a lot of highway driving. You go nice and smooth. You can go down the 1 through 9 on those settings. Pretty cool. So got my lower ball joint in, got my upper control arm in. You have to replace the upper control arm. You cannot replace that ball joint in that. So in between that and the new strut, I am getting ready to put on new inner and outer tie rods. And then this thing is being sent out to get, after I put it back together, I'm going to drive it on down and get it taken care of with the front end alignment. I do have this right here is my new front wheel bearing. And it also comes with a new sensor for your interlock brakes as well. And this is, I've got all my aftermarket parts are all Moog, M-O-O-G, Moog. Very high quality aftermarket parts. I got everything off of eBay. Not trying to advertise for them, but I looked around and man, I had to piece out some stuff together to get all of these parts, but it saved me a lot of bucks. To do everything here, I think it was somewhere right around $1,000. Rear shocks, front whole complete assembly struts with the 2.5 inch. Everything here that you can be seeing right at $1,000 to get it all done. So I've got all this taken care of here. I do have this side here is all the same too. I do have this right here. This is the engine. Cummins 3.9 liter 4BT. I've already done a rebuild on it. And I didn't shoot any of that just because I kind of did one already on my son's truck. So anyhow, save the time. I haven't painted it yet, so I'm still got to finish up a couple things. And that right there will be done. I'll get it painted up. And I did start it the other day. And so anyhow, that's done. Ready to go. And so anyhow, thought I'd show you those Dorman aftermarket parts for the, basically almost the vacuum delete. I don't know what you call that thing, wheel hub, lockout, whatever you want to call it. But anyhow, hopefully it helps out somebody. Leave a comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And I've got several other videos out there. And appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Well, here's my Pro Comp struts that come off my truck. I did look in my my glove box and looked exactly when I bought these things. They start leaking right at 25,000 miles. That is unbelievable. Both of them. This one here was really leaking. It was just dripping coming off of the top here around the seal area. Up here is all wet through here. This one here's already starting to on the same spot. So my personal opinion of the Pro Comps, very, very disappointed. And for 25,000 miles and already leaking, it's ridiculous. Now the rear Pro Comps were in decent shape, but I went ahead and changed out to Ranchos on the rear as well. And I'm disappointed in them. Now there might be some Pro Comp fans out there that just love them, and that's fine. I just had very bad luck with these here, and I'm glad to switch over to the Ranchos. And on top of that, I do not do any off-road driving hardly. Most of my driving is pavement driving, so around 99.5% of the time I'm on the highway. So these have not been abused whatsoever. So I don't even know if they last 10,000 miles if we took them off road. So anyhow, just my opinion. Thought I'd give you some information. So here I've got the truck done. Went ahead and put the front Rancho 2.5 inch full strut assembly on the front, and also put the Ranchos on the back as well. As you saw in my earlier video, or earlier in this video, is that it does have the adjustable tuning on each shock on the front, and also has it on the rear as well, and I'll show you that right quick. Hopefully it'll show up pretty good. Basically you have the same scenario. You can adjust it 1 through 9, and I am running them on 6, and I absolutely love it. It has totally just changed the way this truck rides. I had the Ranchos on here before. This truck's got 203,000 miles on it, and I had Ranchos on there for 70,000 miles. I thought I'd try things a little different, and disappointed. So anyhow, went back to Ranchos, and man, am I glad I did. Gonna be doing some little bit of maintenance on this. Number one, needs a good washing. I did go with the stubby antenna, bought that. The car wash seems to wreak havoc on the factory, and I'm gonna be just going through the truck and probably doing some rust repairs on the frame, as in putting some Rust-Oleum on the frame, and just going to be doing some fine-tuning on it just to get it to where it's going to last a long time. I plan on keeping this truck a long time. I've had it for 12 years already, and really do like it. So anyhow, thought I'd share the information for me. And also, oh yeah, by the way, the vacuum delete on the front hubs, swapping over to the Dorman, absolutely has changed. Actually, it's kind of really weird. I've increased 1 mile per gallon since I've done it, and I don't know why. According to my fuel mile per gallon economy reading that comes on my dash, a little different. And then I've actually tried to engage the 4-wheel drive on the fly. There's no difference there. Nice and smooth. You can't even feel the 4-wheel drive kicking in. So highly recommend that as well. Just one less thing that you have to worry about breaking when you're out doing what you need to do in life. So all right, everybody, I thought I'd give you some info. Glad you're watching. If you haven't, subscribed and like, and check out my other videos. Got some different videos of this truck. I've got a Jeep Commando that I've got on there as well, and then my Cummins swap on my son's 1998 Chevrolet 1500. It's on there as well. So check out the full build series on that Cummins. I think it's 11 series video, 11 video series, and I think you'll like it. And hopefully one of these days this truck here is going to have the same thing. So adios amigos, hey, God bless, and we will talk to you all later.